Hey, welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Tech Tuesdays on the Educational AD Podcast. We'll be right back with this week's tech tip, but first, let's hear from our podcast sponsors. We want to say thanks to Sideline Interactive. Sideline Interactive's indoor scoring tables and video boards not only raise money for your department, but they also create the ultimate game day experience for your student athletes. Go to sidelineinteractive.com or call 832-786-0302 to schedule a live web demo and see their tables and boards in action. You can also email them at sales@sidelineinteractive.com and say exactly what their fantastic products can do for you. That's sales@sidelineinteractive.com. We also want to say thanks to Wall of Fame by Vital Signs. You know, they're on a mission to bring your school's legacy to life. They've got a variety of interactive touchscreen video consoles and an entire library of templates to help recognize the athletic achievements of your students, both past and present. Let them help you showcase your school's diverse history and your proudest moments. And go to vitalsignswalloffame.com, or you can email them at sales@vitalsignswalloffame.com to get started. That's sales@vitalsignswalloffame.com. Let them help you bring your school's legacy to life. We also want to say thanks to Athletic Surveys by LifeTrack. Athletic Surveys by LifeTrack are a quick, easy, and affordable way for you to collect comprehensive data that allows you to evaluate and improve your entire athletic program. We use surveys at my school for years, for parents, for coaches, for teachers, and the feedback was almost always positive, but it also allowed that squeaky wheel parent to vent and sometimes give you a chance to find out a small problem that you can keep from turning into a big problem because you didn't know about it, because you didn't do the survey. If you've never used a survey to take the pulse of your parents or your student athletes, you're really missing out. Talk to the folks at Athletic Surveys by LifeTrack and let them help you take your athletic program from good to great. We also want to thank the good folks at SnapRaise.com. SnapRaise.com is a fundraising platform that is easy to use, it's safe and secure, and it works. Our coaches use SnapRaise and it was just fantastic. Go to SnapRaise.com and see how their better fundraising platform makes sense for you and your school. The SnapRaise fundraising difference. It's easy, it's safe, and it works. Check out their testimonials and the thousands and thousands of dollars they have helped schools raise. Change your fundraising game plan and start a fundraiser that works for you. Go to SnapRaise.com for more information. We also want to thank Huddle. Over 200,000 teams use Huddle to help their teams play better using video and analytics. As a football coach, I used Huddle. As an athletic director, we were a Huddle school, and our coaches just love the online tools, the smart cameras, and the analytics. Huddle's built for every level of play, from club and youth all the way through the pros. So if you're a high school or college coach, Huddle can help you. You're in pretty good company with over 6 million users, including the college coaches that you're trying to get to recruit your kids. You want to find out more about how Huddle can help you in your program and how your school can become a Huddle school, go to huddle.com and talk to their professionals. Remember, at Huddle, we power sports. We also want to thank Gipper. Go to Gipper.com and see how athletic directors and coaches are creating world-class content for their social media channels. You can do it in seconds on any device, and you don't need any design experience. It's so easy, even I can do it. We use Gipper to announce our podcast episodes, and my backdrop is a Gipper template. Go to Gipper.com and start creating world-class marketing content. We also want to say thanks to Final Forms, the leader in forms and registration. Final Forms can help your stakeholders with things like mobile accessibility, has reminders for parents about policies and physicals and all the forms that come with athletics. Final Forms can also help your coaches with things like communication and attendance, and even help with their certification management. And for ADs, Final Forms can help with eligibility, with rosters, and all the reports that come across your desk. It's time that you talk to a team that's walked in your shoes. To take the next steps and find out what Final Forms can do for you, go to finalforms.com/Jake. That's finalforms.com/Jake to get started with Final Forms. And we want to say thanks to Hometown Ticketing, the leading digital ticketing provider to schools and colleges. Go to hometownticketing.com and let them show you how to set up your school to sell your tickets digitally, to scan the attendees that come to the games, also how to collect your revenue. And they do this with your personal client success manager. Every account gets one, and it's key with Hometown Ticketing. They also will show you how to set up digital ticketing for performing arts, performances, bands, dances, graduation. Sell digital tickets for all types of events. Go to hometownticketing.com and get started. Simple and easy online ticketing. Hey, welcome back to everyone. This is a fairly new feature for us. We're calling them Tech Tuesdays on the Educational AD podcast. Scott Paine, a certified master athletic administrator and an athletic director that's really embraced technology, is going to be with us sharing some tech tips. That's why we call it Tech Tuesday. So, Scott, I'm going to shut up. What do you have for us on episode number 1?
Hey, happy Tuesday, Jake, and everyone listening there. First one up, it's called Linktree. It's an app that you can, it's also a website. It allows you to easily share many links in a simple format with your stakeholders. Let's just put it in terms for like an athletic director. What I always used it for was I would make a link tree that would allow me to house like all my coaches' documents in one easy link that I can either shoot to you through a text message or an email. That would, kind of drill out my inbox. If I needed to get a lot of information really quick to somebody that was asking me the same question, and I knew I was going to get that from the next, 20 coaches for it, I could make it into a link tree, one link, put the documents they need to have on there, titled, and send it off. You could do the same thing for parent resources, or you could just do it for general athletic department resources where you maybe you don't have access to other technology on what you're already using, for like where your websites, where your schedules are located, or where maybe on your main athletic department page for certain resources, you don't want to have all of these links at one. You can just click on one link that takes you to all these different types of items. If you're looking for it in like an app store piece, it's easier to use on their website, especially if you're at a computer and have a screen. But the logo is an asterisk with a little line underneath it, making it look like a tree, and then it's lime green as the background. So hopefully Jake will put these in the show notes for you, but in the show notes I have the links for you to their website, to the iTunes App Store, and to Google Play. And I'm always happy to connect, so my email's in there too, and I can easily walk you through these. But again, Linktree made it easy for me. A lot of times it just, again, is one of those things that takes a lot of some of those extra emails off your plate, because you can just shoot them the link. Mainly I used it a lot with my coaching staff to put them to where all my weekly email items were, weekly resources that they would maybe need in one place, and then they kind of became self-sufficient, so you weren't always being leaned on.
Scott, it sounds really cool. And again, for somebody like me who is not, the tech savvy guy, I'm assuming that there's some kind of, backstory that I need to do as an athletic director to create these links that I can then link with Linktree. Am I saying that right?
Absolutely. Linktree does make it pretty user-friendly, whether you are a veteran tech user or new to just utilizing technology. If you go to their website, you can make a free account. Like everything nowadays, there's also different levels of accounts. The free one allows you, I think, to do very basic. You can put your school logo and whatnot. I think there's some ads that run on it now. But does very easily allow you to, hey, here's a link. What do you want to link to it? It gives you drop downs that allow you to either upload a PDF or link it to a document that maybe you made in Google or Microsoft Documents. It's very intuitive on the walkthrough.
Okay, well, that's good to know, because I will need that intuition. For our listeners, our guest today is Scott Paine. He's a certified master athletic administrator and tech guru. This is the first of a number of Tech Tuesdays that we're going to do. And this coming Friday, which is August 19th, we're actually going to have Scott's full interview that he did for us recently for the Educational AD podcast. So you get to hear a little bit more about Scott's background and his knowledge in the world of athletic administration. Scott, real quick before we go, if one of our listeners wants to reach out and pick your brain early, what's the best way they can get a hold of you?
Yeah, again, in the show notes, I'll have my emails in there. That one's just like my side gig is athletic consulting on the tech side. So that's there. Or my personal email is my last name, Paine, Paine, period, my first name, SCOTT @gmail.com.
Okay. And again, like Scott said, that is in the show notes on our Anchor platform for the Educational AD podcast. Scott Paine, thanks so much for helping us kick off Tech Tuesdays. We'll see you next time.
Hey, absolutely. Win the day, everybody.
For listeners, remember the Zoom recordings of all of these interviews get uploaded to the Educational AD Podcast YouTube channel. We appreciate you listening today. Come back next Tuesday for another Tech Tuesday tip, just about every day on the Educational AD Podcast. We'll see you next time. Once again, we want to thank everyone for tuning in to this week's Tech Tuesday. And we also want to thank our regular sponsors. Final Forms is the industry leader in forms and registration. And to become part of the Final Forms team, go to finalforms.com/Jake. That's finalforms.com/Jake. Final Forms can help your stakeholders, your coaches, and you as an athletic director. We also want to say thanks to SnapRaise fundraising. Our coaches use SnapRaise, and it was just fantastic. As an athletic director, I knew about it, but I wasn't involved. It was easy to use. There was no upfront cost, and it worked. Go to snapraise.com and check out the thousands and thousands of dollars that they have helped programs raise. That's snapraise.com. We also want to say thanks to Sideline Interactive. Our school is one of the very first in Florida to have a Sideline Interactive indoor scoring table, and it was just fantastic. It is fantastic. We use it for home games, but we also use it for pep rallies, for signing ceremonies, tremendously versatile tool. Go to sidelineinteractive.com or email them at sales@sidelineinteractive.com. We also want to say thanks to Wall of Fame by Vital Signs. If you're looking for a very cool way to display your school's sports record boards for all your sports, as well as your Hall of Fame, get in touch with Vital Signs at walloffame.com. That's vitalsignswalloffame.com. They've got templates, they've got libraries. They can help you recognize the athletic achievements of your students. That's vitalsignswalloffame.com. We also want to say thanks to Huddle. As a football coach, I used Huddle. As an athletic director, we were a Huddle school. Our coaches just love the analytics, the smart cameras, and you will too. Go to huddle.com for more information. That's huddle.com. We also want to say thanks to Gipper. Go to Gipper.com and see how athletic directors and coaches are creating world-class content for their school social media channels. You can do it in seconds on any device, and you don't need any experience. It's so simple, even I can do it. The screen you're looking at right now is a Gipper template, and we use Gipper to advertise all of our podcasts. You should be using it for your school social media channels. That's Gipper.com. We also want to thank Athletic Surveys by LifeTrack. They sponsor the Athletic Director's Toolbox on our regular shows, and the surveys basically connect you with your parents and your student athletes, and it gives them a chance to give you feedback, which most of the time is going to be overwhelmingly positive. but it also gives that squeaky wheel parent a chance to vent and maybe help you find a small issue that you can address and keep it from turning into a big issue because you didn't know about it. Check out Athletic Surveys by LifeTrack at athleticsurveys.com. And finally, we want to thank Hometown Ticketing, the leading digital ticketing provider to schools and colleges. Go to hometownticketing.com and find out how you can start using digital ticketing for your athletic events, your performing arts performances, as well as graduation. It's hometownticketing.com. Thanks again for listening to Tech Tuesday. We'll see you next time on the Educational AD Podcast.